Welcome home. Bethesda Game Studios, the award-winning creators of Fallout 3 and Skyrim,
Rightfully so. Both incredible games.
welcome you to their most ambitious game ever,
Well, that's one hell of a word to use for it.
and the next generation of open-world gaming.
Copy and paste graphics.
As the sole survivor of Vault 111, you enter a world destroyed by nuclear war. Every second is a fight for survival, and every choice is yours.
Yes, no, sarcasm, or mean. Lots of choices.
Only you can rebuild and determine the fate of the wasteland.
Yeah, Fallout 3 Part 2. First things first, we're not saying this is a bad game. It's a damn good game. These are just... This little list, this little rant video, is just certain things that we wish would be different in this game. It's a great game, honestly. It's one of the better games of the year. Just a couple things they really dropped the ball on.
Alright, let's get right to the point. Graphics. What's your opinion?
Well, honestly, the graphics aren't that bad. People make way too big of a deal about how awful everything looks. Yeah, sure, it doesn't really look that much better than Fallout 3, and, you know, the textures are pretty crappy when you walk up to them. You have to wait a couple seconds for them to load, but all in all, that wouldn't be too big of a deal. If the game ran well.
The frames per second.
Exactly.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Can't even walk in a new building without your game stuttering.
Or freezing. In some cases, I actually had to turn my PS4 off and on before the thing would work normally.
Bugs, crashing.
And on Xbox One, dude, PS4 is not that bad. On Xbox One, I know some people that actually, when they pull out their weapons, the game would actually freeze for a few seconds loading the weapon, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, there's some horrible frame rate issues on the Xbox. That's why actually it's pretty depressing what happened with the graphics, because the graphics looking bad, that's Bethesda, whatever. Yeah. Bethesda's never had great graphics.
Right.
But the games usually ran pretty well. Fallout 4 runs awful.
Awful. Worse than Minecraft on a shitty PC.
Seriously. Alright, now let's talk about the game in general. What do you think, followers?
Followers. Well, I'll tell you what I like about the followers. You can talk to them. You know, it's not just wandering around. I've been an adventurer for 15 years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to them, ask them, you can get a relationship with them, which develops perks and such. Which,
yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't think they had that in any other game, did they?
No, it's a completely new idea. You know, they can build on it. But here's the catch. There are 15 followers in this game. 15.
That's everybody?
That's a stat.
Everybody.
Now let's take a poll from a different game. You know, one that was released on a last-gen console. You know, Skyrim. Take a guess.
30? Maybe?
No. 45.
No.
45 followers. Skyrim. When did that come out? 2011? 11, 12, somewhere around there. Come on, get it together. Another thing. Power armor. Wouldn't you love to be able to get the power armor? You know, badass power armor, just destroying everything in your path, and then all of a sudden, just stop.
Beep, beep,
Beep, beep, beep. You know, can't move.
Mm-hmm.
You need another fusion core. And it's not like you can just walk around and pick up a fusion core anywhere. No, you gotta explore for these things. It's ridiculous. It's all over the place.
Honestly, you know what they could even do with that? It'd be kind of cool. Is like, let's just say you chose the Brotherhood of Steel. At the end game, they give you like some awesome experimental, you know, prototype of a fusion core that never runs out or something. You know?
Yeah.
Nope. Not as far as we know, without mods, that is.
Now let's get into another part. In Skyrim, you could do quests, and you would get rewards with good, enchantments, damage.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about the rewards for exploring and locations?
Pathetic. Honestly, in Skyrim, let's just say you got bored of doing whatever, being a badass Dovahkiin. You can just choose a direction and head that way. Chances are, after a little bit of wandering, you would run into a cave with some Spriggans or whatever the heck they're called, or some trolls or something cool. You know, you'd always find stuff to do.
Quests, you know, you walk into a random cave and then you get...
Yeah, there's a sword
Tons of
stabbed into something. You pick it up, and all of a sudden, and you get a new quest.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing, radio. It's just you're walking.
In Fallout 4, yeah.
Yeah, you're just walking. You know, song comes on. 30 minutes later, not even 30 minutes, 15 minutes later, the same song comes on.
Congo.
Yeah, bong, and they're the same exact songs from Fallout 3. What they add, like 3? They added like very
They added
little.
a couple Billie Holiday songs and I think one Sinatra song. And the funny thing is,
No Sinatra. They
No?
had Sinatra in New Vegas.
you sure?
No Sinatra. I'm 95% sure.
Yeah, honestly, I understand that they brought all the old songs over, like, you know, the Congo song and whatever else.
All of them.
Because they're great.
They're good songs.
But add some new ones. Like, there's a billion songs. I love all the older music. I can think of a ton of songs that they could use in that game that'd be perfect.
Yeah, just perfect songs.
And I guess that's over their budget. Alright. One thing I wanted to say, the settlement building in general. It feels as if it was tacked on at the last month or two of development of this game.
Like, guys, we need something new, fresh, something big.
Yeah. Honestly, settlement building is one of my favorite parts of Fallout. Actually,
It could be huge.
it could be its own game, honestly, if they
Yeah.
made it well.
Yeah.
And it can be an incredible, just like in Assassin's Creed 3, you know, the pirate ship thing.
Oh, yeah.
That became its own game
Yeah.
because of how awesome it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was tacked on at the end, but it was done well. Where in this game, this is tacked on well at the end, and it's done. It's done. It's not done in any... It's not
Yeah.
awful, but it's pretty lacking.
It's there.
It's there.
You know.
And then for some reason, whenever... Because I spend more time building settlements than I have playing the game.
Yeah, I mean...
I've noticed...
But it'd be nice if you could expand, you know?
Yeah, but I've noticed whenever I build a new little hut, for some reason there's always somebody walking into a corner and trying to like go into a direction that there's a wall every time. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, which brings us into AI.
Uh,
AI. I mean, you think after years of trying to get through a doorway and your follower, or not even your follower, just a random NPC just standing there.
and you're
And then
just like,
have-
oi, could you bloody move out the way?
Yeah.
And you hit them in the head 5 times, they still don't move.
Yeah, and then you have to reload a save. You think finally, after one of the biggest complaints in a Bethesda game, they would actually, take the approach to actually trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that's
a
not
little
the
too
best.
much for him there.
Yeah. And honestly, the combat AI, it's not that bad,
Clunky.
And yeah, I mean, it is a little clunky, but considering that none of the power of the PlayStation 4's processor and RAM and all that is going towards the graphics, they could have at least sat down and wrote some good code for this AI, and it could run a little better, on the PS4.
Right.
Be a little smarter, more intuitive,
You didn't put your money towards the graphics, so why not put your money towards
slightly better AI.
AI?
I mean, Bethesda's AI is like dumber than a sack of potatoes most of the time anyway, but
What are you
anyway.
gonna do?
You wanted to talk about armor?
Armor. Now, anyone who's played Skyrim or any really Elder Scrolls game, it's made by the same company, Bethesda.
Even
same
ESO.
people. Yeah, even ESO, which we'll get into another time.
One video, one day.
The armor, even the lowest possible armor, like iron armor, you put that on and you just feel like a
Yeah,
badass
leather armor.
monster. Yeah, you just
badass looking.
no, I guess the worst armor in Fallout. And I mean, I guess this isn't really a Fallout 4 thing. This is more of a Fallout in general.
It's because of the setting.
Yeah, but they could have made it more appealing. Like the Raider armor, I guess, is the lowest armor, and really, it doesn't get much better above that until you find like special, unique armors and stuff like that. It's just
Looks like crap.
not appealing armor. It's disgusting looking. And you mean to tell me that they couldn't sit down and think of some freaking awesome looking armor?
They're good at it if you look at Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. The proof's in the pudding.
And honestly, I understand that it's because of the setting and, it's post-apocalyptic. What are people going to make armor out of thin air? Sure, but here's the thing. They could easily have made it in such a way, because once you've played this game a lot, let's just say you're level 60, you've already, let's just hypothetically, you've established your place in the wasteland, you have settlements, and you're a badass already, you have guns that can pretty much one-hit KO super mutants. Why can't you sit down and craft yourself awesome armor that looks nice and stylish?
Yeah, the crafting system is it's not really a crafting system, you know? It's more like get your steel and your silicone, not silicone, you know, steel and
leather,
aluminum and computer.
And you're still sitting there
crap and
trying to wrap your head around what you're even doing.
Yeah,
you don't
and then
even
you
know
gotta
how
have
it works.
You gotta have the perks, and you gotta and then it doesn't even make it look different. You just harden compensator improves
Exactly.
damage. Like honestly.
And the thing is it's difficult to
Yeah.
wrap your head around the crafting. So Skyrim, I don't know why we're using Skyrim so much. Probably because it's a great game by them.
It's one of their best
But
games.
Skyrim, you literally just you have enough iron to improve something. You click the weapon you want to improve. You click the improvement you want, and you press R on PC at least, and it's done.
Yeah.
Fallout, half the time when I'm crafting, I'm not even sure if I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And another point.
Loot.
You take on, I don't know, Kellogg, for example. He's one of the big villains in the game, you know. You kill him, you know, it's a tough fight. He uses his stealth boy, you know, he gets all invisible and crap. Tough fight. Take him down. What do you get? Kellogg's pistol.
Mm-hmm.
I think it did 44 damage. 44 damage. I mean, I think it had a little rare look to it, but come on, man.
It was just a revolver,
It's
I
just a
think.
revolver. Yeah, I mean, whenever you kill something, whenever you kill something, most of the time in Skyrim, you could usually pick something up. It's usually how you improve your armor. You usually pick something up.
Either
You
that or
look at it, it's better. It has a better enchantment, you know, or you
Either-
can craft it, but
Either that or there was a quest associated with killing that boss that gave you something
Exactly.
bosses at the end of it.
yeah, usually whenever you kill
Like,
bosses, you get good.
what
good
was
crap.
her name? Oh man, what was her name? She had like this orb, whatever it was. You would get this sword called the Dawnbreaker at
Oh,
the
the
end. Of it.
Dawnbreaker, yeah.
Oh my god.
Best sword until you could
Until
actually,
you like build your own badass sword, the Dawnbreaker
yeah.
was the great sword that you got at the end of a quest
They
after
don't-
killing some bosses.
They don't really have that. I mean, they have their items.
Yeah, they have their rare items that are really great, but you don't really find anything by killing bosses and
Yeah,
stuff.
you kind of have to if you actually like say you don't just get good drops. No good drops. If you want a good item, you gotta go and you gotta look on your computer. You gotta type best gun in Fallout 4, and then it'll tell you where to go find it. You know,
Exactly. And half the time you'll kill somebody, but still, like, you wouldn't have killed him anyway.
or you have to 7,000 caps. You know,
Uh-huh.
and where are you gonna find that in that game? You know, in Skyrim, it's
Actually,
find crap loads of septums.
it's funny because one game that gets the opposite of this is called Diablo 3. Diablo 3, I know you've played it. If you've noticed, in Diablo 3, you don't need to buy anything almost ever except for dyes and stuff and transmogrifications to make it look cool. Dude, you just pick up stuff off the ground and you're good for the level
better.
for a while.
Yeah,
And you're a badass just tearing through, clicking enemies to death, you know?
exactly.
I love Bethesda. They're a great company. They can take some pointers from some other companies, though.
Yep. Brings us into our next point.
Not enough enemies.
Not enough enemies. Skyrim. You know, it really Fallout 3 too.
Actually, yeah, Fallout 3. 2, yeah.
I mean, just you take a step, there's a bear. You take another step, there's a troll. You know,
Sabercat.
Sabercat, just all over the place.
Or
Enemies,
if you're in
giant
a-
camp.
Yeah, if
you
you're
know?
in a spider, you got if you're in the forest, you get all the frostbite spiders.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
wolves.
this game, you just wander and wander and wander and wander, and then once in a while you run into a blood bug or some crap. You know, you never.
Some
just-
oversized mosquitoes.
If you want to go fight something, you got to go find a mutant camp. You know, and those are
They're far out and in between.
far. Yeah, exactly.
And that leads us to one of my biggest problems in this game. Your choices don't mean squat in this game. I know I watched a video at some point. I'm going to completely steal what he said here. Basically, in the very beginning of the game, well, not very, very beginning, but late beginning of the game, you go to a place called Diamond City, and you run into a girl called Piper. And she's
reporter.
her and the mayor don't really get along
along.
for whatever reason. I don't think that's ever even explained, is it?
The paper.
Anyway, yeah, something to do with she wrote something in the paper. Anyway, beside the point. When you talk to the mayor, you can either side with her, you can tell them both to go screw themselves, or you can side with him about her, I guess, basically, about this predicament.
Well, that's not actually true.
Exactly. No matter what
You answer.
you choose, you can be a complete douchebag to him, and it doesn't matter. He says the same thing in return. You can be awesome to him and agree with him. Doesn't matter. Same thing in return.
Same outcome.
You can be a douchebag to both of them. Same outcome. Same thing in the very beginning of the game with the Vault Tech representative.
Oh yeah.
I told him at one point, you go away, and all that. It's hilarious. Like, I loved it, but
Good dialogue.
it doesn't
Good
mean
voice
anything.
acting.
It doesn't mean anything when it actually doesn't affect anything.
Exactly.
Like, in older Bethesda games, if they were to do this, in some games, if you would have told them to go away,
They
there you
would've
go.
went
You
away.
lose the game.
Yeah.
You lose. There you go, and you got to start over.
Yeah.
That's immersive. That's realistic. That's great.
Yeah.
Just like in what's that game? Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
If you didn't get up from the table, the game would have ended. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Of course, you're supposed to get up, but if you don't, there you go.
Now I'm gonna take it to our last and final point.
Uh-huh.
How it shouldn't be realistic. The ending choosing. Don't you want to know the outcomes of all of these different factions that you can choose from? The Minutemen, the Brotherhood, the Institute, and the Railroad. Don't you want to each individually explore their quests as their own type of topic? Individual, like in Skyrim. Assassins, thieves, warriors,
Wizards.
Yeah, wizards.
Yeah, by the time you beat Skyrim, not only are you like the leader, the archmage of the College of Winterhold, but you were the best thief in the world. You're
Exactly.
the best assassin in the world. You were the best fighter in the world.
Yeah. In this game, you can only choose one. And, I see where they're coming from, but it doesn't let you explore the wholeness of the game. You want to explore all angles of it. And, I guess you could replay it, but,
The game is not good enough,
in my opinion,
in our opinions, yeah.
I don't want to replay this game. I don't think it...
It's a great game. It's a great game. It's just not... It's not... I don't want to replay it. There shouldn't be a need to replay it.
Yeah, and
you should be able to sit there and play the damn
Skyrim,
game like
you
you
can
want
put in
to.
hundreds of hours upon that game.
Yeah,
and
in this
not
game
be
you're
done.
almost limited to how much you can play it because you have to choose at some point what you want to do with your ending.
Exactly. And you can't even get all the trophies
Without replaying
replaying it.
or
Like,
loading saves.
like all these trophy hunters out there, they got to, they don't want to do that, It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's
More work than it's worth.
It's more work than it's worth.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know why they did that. Honestly, they have such a great formula in games like
I know.
Fallout 3
All they had to
and
do was
Skyrim.
take their winning formula from Fallout 3 and Skyrim and Oblivion into games like that, Morrowind, and put it in. They copy and pasted everything else. Why can't they copy and paste the things that actually work?
They're working formulas.
So why? Why Bethesda?
The question is why?